All right, hi guys, Ryan back again. So wanted to kind of start doing something new here, just kind of maybe once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks, just kind of doing a little shop up, like actually projects we have other than the building going on in the shop here. So we're coming up on the 1st of August here. Got quite a few pieces of equipment in the shop. Behind me, we've got an older Pete 379. We're doing a engine swap in it, just taking an old, a blowed up engine out and putting the used engine that came out of a wreck truck back in it. So that's not too bad of a project, a little bit, you know, a lot of moving parts, I guess you could say, with that. We've got several other engine jobs, which I don't like doing a whole lot of big jobs at once. I mean, for one, it sucks for me because you got to put a lot of hours into them, for one, before you get paid, and two, I mean, they're like 40, 50 hour projects, so that kind of sucks when you got that much time in a project instead of the kind of come in, get it done in 8 hours, 5 hours, get it out type of thing. So that's project number 1 right now. Okay, so project number 2, we got a Cummins 6.7 that came out of a international, old Penske International box truck, I think in 2016. It dropped a valve in, I think, cylinder number 5. The way that the Internationals are, it's shoved halfway. You can't get to anything. I mean, it's a nightmare. So my philosophy on it, or whatever you want to say, was I'm just going to pull it out and work on it here on the floor. Or put it on after I pull a couple things off of it, I'll put it up on the engine stand and we'll tear it apart and rebuild it then. So that's project number 2. Okay, so project number 3, and I'm doing these in order in which I'm working on them or which they came in. Project number 3, which I think we talked about this a couple times, brokering, possibly, most likely, in number 6. So pretty much an in-frame job. I got to pull the head off of it as soon as I get these other 2 jobs done. Which will hopefully be in the next week and a half or so, and see what actually happened in cylinder number 6 on this, and see if we can just fix number 6 or if we're going to have to go ahead and do all 6 cylinders. Okay, I don't really have a project number for either one of these because they're both kind of smaller jobs, I guess. With the Peterbilt over there, we got to replace a suspension spring on the drive axles. We actually just put them in, but one of them, the bushings broke loose, so we got to replace one of those and do a steering gearbox. So it's, you know, half a day's job roughly. So that doesn't really get a project number, I guess. Freightliner behind me, it was in about a month or so ago. Rear mainsail was leaking. I was telling the customer about it, and they ran it and it actually burnt the clutch up, and I think in process of trying to get it in the gear and all that and slamming it in, they actually tore the transmission out of it. So it's gonna need a clutch job and throw a transmission in it. So I don't know when exactly he wants to do it, but that's on the docket as well. That could be whenever he's ready to do it. So all right, so behind me, we'll start with the white T660 there. It actually doesn't need anything done on it, so that's just kind of hanging out here for now for one of my customers who's kind of getting into the business. Black Cascadia, we got to do DPFs in it. We got new DPFs to put in it, and a couple other odds and ends, but he's in town. He dropped it off for a couple weeks, so that's not a huge rush on that right now. We'll probably get into it next week. To my left, we got the yellow International box truck that the 6.7 came out of. The Columbia there, it's a basket case. All the parts are laying in here. The gentleman had a kid rebuild the 60 series Detroit that's in it, and it came apart at 12,000 miles because he put standard bearings and everything else back in a 1,000,000-mile engine. Among other things, a lot of contamination issues. And then it's hard to see, but the Volvo there, it's getting coolant, got soot in the coolant, and it's actually filling up the cylinders. So I don't know if it's possibly an EGR cooler. I mean, for the customer's sake, hopefully it's an EGR cooler. That's not as expensive as a head job or a head gasket. So he just bought another truck, so that's not a huge priority, but we'll get into it as soon as we can and get that guy checked out. So that's pretty much, I don't know how many is that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we got 8 in here right now, and basically it's just me, and I got a part-time helper / apprentice, so it's a lot on the plate, but we'll get it done and get it out of here. All right, guys, so that's pretty much it for this episode of what's going on in the shop. So I've got quite a few projects, all mostly bigger projects, unfortunately for me, but yeah, that's pretty much it. So if there's anything you guys are interested in, please leave a comment below, and if you're interested in a certain project, we can do more videos on that specific project and get it out to you if you're interested. Again, guys, thanks for watching. Appreciate all the support. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the bell for the updates and like the video. We'll see you next time.